Okay, I'm recording. Hello, this is the appointment committee of the Easthampton City Council. The participants in this meeting are gathered remotely during the COVID-19 pandemic as a result of an executive order by Governor Baker on March 12, 2020, allowing us to do so. Erika Flood is here with me, member of the committee, and Stanley Diamond is here. Okay, so you did send minutes.
I did send minutes, and I did also, I'm going to just let you know that I did make a brief amendment. So these were the minutes from March 11th, and the thing that I amended, which I just did it as I was prepping for the meeting and reviewing the minutes, was I had the motion to approve minutes in that section of the minutes, but I did not have a date. So they very specifically say now motion to approve minutes from 2/25 because I realized I just left that out. So that is the only amendment that I made to the document that both you and Councilor Kwasinski received.
From March 11th, right?
Yeah. So on March 11th, we approved minutes from February 25th. That's never.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of March 11th.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay. I vote yes.
I vote yes.
Okay, so moved. They're approved. Okay. There's no one here from the public that wants to speak to anything that's not on the agenda, I don't think. I'll just check. Nope. Okay, so we have 3 mayoral appointments, and we'll start with Stan because he's here. Stan Diamond has been appointed by the mayor to be on the Council on Aging, and he's joined us today to answer our questions. Thank you, Stan.
Happy to be here.
So our first question is, why are you interested in serving on the Council on Aging, with the Council on Aging?
Well, as you can see, I myself am a senior citizen. I'm also a member of the Council on Aging and have worked with Brendan on several other committees and boards, and we seem to get along very well and work well together. And I am also on, which is the last question, I'm also on the Telecommunications Committee, and we have completed our work and have submitted our proposal to the mayor and the city council. So I'm losing that meeting every month. And I'm also on the Senior Tax Work-Off Committee, which is also completing their work. And that's another meeting I'm losing every month. So that's why I'm trying to keep busy and continue supporting especially seniors, but everyone in Easthampton as much as I can. And that's why I'm interested in this board appointment.
Okay, great. It seems like you kind of answered all the questions too, because the second one is in what ways you
I can give more information.
Be able to contribute to this committee. I guess I also have a follow-up question to the first one.
Sure.
Is there something like specific in mind already that you were interested in working on with the Council on Aging, or not going in just kind of open to see what's going on?
I want to be there for whatever I can prove useful in. You know, I assume they do appointments of board members for various committees and services and so forth, and you know, I am open to that completely.
Great. So in what ways do you see yourself being able to contribute to this committee with your personal and professional skills?
I have already contributed with Council on Aging as part of my role, and I am also the vice president of Easthampton Media. And in that role, I have done several media events at the COA and have worked with COA staff people who were coming into Easthampton Media to do video productions, and I have supported them. And you know, in addition to that, and in Easthampton Media, I was involved in many of the PSA productions for various elections, and also I was coming in on a regular basis to run the meetings in the city council chamber when other Easthampton media staff weren't available. So I'm trying to support a, broad swath of things for Easthampton, and I see the COA as my organization, and I want to support them as well.
Great. I really like that you have the knowledge of what's going on with the senior tax work-off program, because obviously that's going to directly affect members of the Council on Aging, and
Absolutely.
so to kind of cross-pollinate that way. Did you have any follow-up questions?
No, I have spoken with Brendan about it. He encouraged me to apply, and we also work together on Easthampton Neighbors, which is also senior citizen oriented. And so I know him from working on that with that group and the senior tax work-off group as well.
Okay. Great. Anything else to add, Erika?
I would just add, I work closely with Stan on the Easthampton Media Board. I'm really familiar with all of his community involvement, and I think this just feels like a perfect fit for him and for our community. And I'm really excited, Stan, to see you joining the COA in this new capacity. I know how involved you are, and I really do think it's a great fit and will help all of the organizations that you are, involved in. Easthampton Neighbors is another phenomenal group that's kind of still in start mode. So to say a year in from what I understand, but I think that your knowledge of all of these groups and what they're trying to accomplish is really going to help to propel forward the work that they're all doing, which is really vital in filling in different gaps in the community. So thank you for your ongoing time and passion and energy.
I think you right back to your endorsement.
Yeah. So no questions, because I'm a big fan, and I think Stan really will bring his A game to this position.
Great. How about a motion then?
So I will move to recommend Stan Diamond for appointment to the Council on Aging with a term expiring December 31st, 2022.
Okay, and I'll second that. And yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We've so moved to recommend you to the full council for confirmation. Thanks for showing up. It really makes our meetings more interesting, and it's just great to just interact with everyone who's volunteering in the city together. So thank you, Stan.
It was very pleasant. Thank you both very much.
Take care.
You too.
You're welcome to hang out, but we're just going to
keep bye.
Okay, bye. So with Amy Tuffers, I know you know Amy, right?
I do, yeah. Amy is a neighbor of mine who moved in the last year. Yep.
Nice. I'd like to just read, maybe you and I can just read her responses. So for the public record.
Yeah, I think that's.
Did you get the email that I sent?
I did. Yep.
Okay. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So Amy Tuffer has been appointed to the Conservation Commission, and we send her the same questions that we just asked of Stan Diamond. And so the first question is, why are you interested? I'll read that answer, and then I'll let you do the next one. So Amy says, I am interested in serving on the Conservation Commission because it is a direct application of my expertise as a conservation scientist, and because I care about what happens in Easthampton relative to environmental issues. I want to know what is happening relative to development, provide insight that I might be able to offer as an ecologist, and be able to have a voice in the choices that are made. I'd like to learn from the current committee members so that I can more effectively serve in the context of that experience. Easthampton is my home, and I am invested in how the city develops, especially with regard to equity and conservation. Serving as a committee member is the best way for me to do that. So I'll let you take the next question.
I have the document pulled up in front of me. I don't have the document pulled up in front of me, so I don't know if but what I will do is I'm going to reflect in the minutes that they will be attached to the minutes also.
You'll just attach them.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
rather than like pulling them up at the moment.
Okay, so I'll just say that to the, if the public's watching this on video and you want to see the full answer, she answers 2 and 3 pretty extensively as well, and that will be attached to our minutes, so you can see that.
Fantastic.
If there were people here, I would read it, but
yeah. And I'm reflecting in the minutes her responses to our questions.
Great.
Were provided by email. Question 1 read into the record, and the rest attached below for reference.
Mm-hmm. I'll just summarize that she does have for number 2, she has a background. Her education includes a BSc, MSc, and PhD in the fields of conservation, fisheries, ecology, and biology, all in the context of conservation issues and real life solutions. So she definitely has the professional background expertise to add to this. And then she mentioned just being really involved in Easthampton on number 3. She's a parent. She's been involved in social and cultural things and advocating for social justice in the community. So great. I'll take a motion if you...
Yes, so I will move to approve the recommendation of Amy Tuffer to the Conservation Commission with a term expiring December 31st, 2023.
And I second that, and then I vote yes.
And I vote yes.
Okay, so moved. Emily Russo is being reappointed as the Personnel Director for the City of Easthampton with a term expiration December 31, 2023. Do you want to make a motion on Emily?
Yes. Let me just transcribing this one other. And so, no, perfect. I will move to approve the recommendation of Emily Russo as Personnel Director with a term expiring December 2023.
December 31, 2023.
I'm sorry, December 31, 2023.
And I second that and then vote yes.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
So, great. So we're recommending all 3. Yep, Emily we've gotten to serve with her on the hiring committees for the assessors. That was a nice experience. All right, so discussion about the proposal. I went back to my earlier letter, and I also I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
That'll be easiest. Let me get the right window up so I don't share something that's not the right thing. Okay.
I don't know. I'm always afraid I'm going to show my super messy desktop by mistake.
I know my desktop is so messy. Where is this? I know. I just had everything up. So window. To here. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, that's right. So I'm going to open 2 things. Hold on. Because I want to just show the current rule. I don't know. I might have to just read it because I don't know where the current rule is, but I don't know. I have it on paper in front of me, but okay. Basically, when I first proposed that we change the rule, I had something like, I didn't have it fleshed out. I just said that I proposed that we add to Rule 11H. And so 11H is pretty short right now, and let me get it out. In the rules for the City Council, it just says the role of the Appointments Committee is to, I'm just going to read the first bullet point because that's what this is related to. Review and recommend confirmation or rejection of mayoral appointments to all multi-member boards and committees, as well as department heads pursuant to Section 2.10 of the Home Rule Charter. So I just thought if we are going to change the rule, if that's what we decide, I was thinking like, this is basically like a sub bullet of the first one that I just read that just kind of clarifies our process for reviewing and recommending the confirmation. So in terms of a rule change, this is just, I wrote a proposal. All mayoral appointments to multi-member boards and committees will receive the following notification via email from the appointments committee. Follow-up questions may be asked of candidates either in person or via writing. I'm just trying to keep this simple. And then this is the letter that I've been sending.
Yep.
So I don't know what your thoughts are.
I mean, I think really it's just looking at the mechanics of this rule change, right? So I think, I think that makes sense because we're really just enhancing the process or clarifying the process, I feel like at this point. So it's like,
basically we recommend a rule and then it goes to rules.
Yeah. So to me, this makes sense. It's just really bringing clarity to the process. I don't know that I have anything else to add to that, really.
Okay, like Councilor Zared had recommended like a bunch of things, but it was really kind of very more onerous than I want to do right now with code of ethics, because we don't have code of ethics in place for everybody else. So I don't want to like. Right,
I was actually, so part of I was going to say, because we had in our notes previously, we were going to check actually with Emily Russo to see if there's a code of ethics on file for the city that we might be able to use. But I also, thinking about it further, I don't know that that necessarily is involved in the appointment process so much as the onboarding process, which would come after the appointment. Like, okay, you're approved, recommended, you join. And at the moment you join is when something like a code of ethics would be signed. And to me, that feels like it's moved out of the appointment realm. So although I do think that is something that should be explored, discussed, and implemented, I don't know that it's within what we're discussing right here. It feels like it comes after what we do. And that would be a function of the committee and how they onboard people.
Right, and actually that would be a function of the mayor's office, because it's really her appointee. We're just confirming or not rejecting. We're not in charge of like onboarding them at all. So, right. Unless it's a city council appointee. So yeah, I agree with you. This is like, we have a very narrow scope. It's very approve or not approve. So
yeah, I think we are better off staying within our scope on that one piece, but maybe when we make this recommendation for the rule change, we can note that we discussed the code of ethics issue and came to this conclusion that it doesn't really, belong in our portion of the process, but in one of these other areas. So.
Okay. Yeah, but I think what I will do is, if we both vote to approve this as a recommend, I don't know, I guess the official vote is like recommending this as a rule, because basically what happens is we'll vote it and then city council then will vote to put it in the rules committee. So it's not like we don't make it a rule. Right. We put it over there and they decide. So
and they have to adopt.
And they could add they could add more, who knows, but in my letter to the council, I'll note that we discussed the ethics, code of ethics, and just that we are keeping very narrow in our scope, which is our scope to vet candidates, not to onboard them. All right. Do you want to make a motion to recommend this rule change?
Yes. I'm just getting outside of ours. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll share this with you right now.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you already have it, actually.
Oh, good. Yeah, I have this because it's ongoing. That's perfect. Yeah. So I will make a motion to recommend that we adopt the following language to be a part of Rule 11H.
Okay. I second.
That language is all mayoral. Okay. Should I read it too, or that's
Sure,
fine?
sure.
So the following language would be adopted into the current council rule 11H. All mayoral appointments to multi-member boards and committees will receive the following notification via email from the appointments committee. Follow-up questions may be asked of candidates either in person or via writing, and followed by the letter.
Okay.
So I moved, you seconded it.
Yep, I seconded and we'll vote yes.
I will also vote yes.
Okay, so obviously that's fine. It's not going to be on the next city council agenda, but it'll be on the second one in April, because I'll put it in and then we'll get it off our agenda. So that's nice. We moved through something. In terms of the PSAs, which I'll go to that one, we can, we're so efficient, I feel like. I wrote to the mayor, to Lindsay Mailer, and asked her who she would, what committees they would prioritize in terms of ones that aren't as popular. Mm-hmm. And she said the one that has the highest had vacancies with minimal inquiry is the Affordable and Fair Housing Partnership.
Oh,
she
wow.
said, which actually surprises me. It surprised me too, because it's the one I would probably want to be on if I had more time.
Right.
So that's a cool one. So I don't know if you want to, would you mind reaching out to Jana Tatro, or I don't mind either, just inviting her as our guest to maybe the second April meeting?
Yep. So again, that feedback was from the mayor's office.
Yeah, because they, so and the second one she would say is the Agricultural Commission is up there with she said they've only had 2 inquiries in her time here. So most of the other boards hold members for extended periods or fill as soon as there is a vacancy. Many other boards with higher participation inquiry, there are many other boards but still have vacancies due to a high number of positions. So an example is the Manhan Rail Trail. This board has 3 vacancies but can have up to 15 members.
Oh, okay.
So it sounds like the first 2 we should do are affordable and fair housing, and then the agricultural.
Okay. And so what was the date? I can definitely reach out to Jana for April. Is it the 5th?
No, well, that's the next meeting, so we wouldn't be that one, because they already have the agenda for next week.
The 19th.
It would be wait. Oh yeah, okay. We have a meeting on the 7th, so the 21st.
21st, or April 21st. So I'll reach out to Jana Tatro to attend April 21st and give a brief presentation or a brief description.
Yeah, let her know that
what
like if she could give a presentation to like what they do on that committee, but like
and when they
let
meet.
her know that when they meet, how often the obligation is, and to kind of to let her know that there's 2 kind of audiences for it. One is the city council to really understand and learn what they do, but it's also with a mind to that we are going to be using some of this footage to educate the community in case other people want to get involved. So when she's preparing like a short presentation, I would say, I told the woman from Angelique like 5 to 7 minutes, because it's part of, and they speak during counselor communication. So if Jana Tatro comes, she's coming as your guest or our guest during counselor communication. And we just have to let Peg know in advance that that's part of our
So
thing.
let's keep this to between 5 to 7 minutes. And will be during what was it? What's the name of the time? Counselor speak? No.
Counselor speak.
It is
counselor communication.
Okay.
I think it's counselor communication.
City Council Communications. City Council Communications. And agenda. Okay, great. I would most certainly reach out to her for that. And
Cool.
do you want me to reach out to Agricultural Commission for the following? I mean, do we want to look ahead?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I mean,
So see if they're available.
So what would that be?
So that would be a meeting in May. So it could either be May 5th or May 19th, whatever they're available for. And I can tell you, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't know what let me see. I'll tell you who the
chair is of that one.
person. Yeah, it's, I'm really interested in knowing what they do. I have no idea. It's Jerry Page Tech.
Gerry?
Yeah.
And could you spell his last name?
Yep. The Gerry, and then the last name is Page. It's just Page, Page. But the email is.
I can look that up.
I can give it to you. Yeah. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. I think that's great. I really like that we went with that format because it feels very manageable, and I think we're gonna be able to achieve our goal without, making it overly complicated here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay. Just texted you it.
Got it. Received. Transmission received.
Wow.
Is that it? Are we like the queens of efficiency?
I think we got a lot done today, and I think we're really efficient.
We rock it.
If anyone's watching this on video, just notice how efficient we are.
Focus on other stuff. Yeah.
What did you say, Erika?
Fantastic. I said, don't tell everybody how efficient we are because we're going to get other projects.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So,
okay.
I will probably in the next committee, I'll have this removed from our agenda because we don't really need to talk about the video process. You and I can just talk offline about that. It doesn't need to be a committee agenda item.
Right. And in terms of just continuing to schedule these, we're now covered for April and May. We'll see how that comes together, and then we can revisit it for the next, maybe try to do like two at a time, walking through the calendar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Madam Chair, would you entertain a motion to adjourn?
Yes, I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have an hour before my next Zoom. I stopped.